Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
There's a disconnect between the online client and the physical paper product, and I think that's an unfortunate situation. Now, I know Dragapult wants to go second. This list does because we run TM Evo. You know, it would be nice if we had any sort of basic Pokemon to go along with the TM Evo, but that's fine. Who needs them? I don't think I've had a game where I haven't had a mulligan, to be honest. Like, again, like Archaludon, Poison Bridge, I cannot stand Poison Donk. I think Archaludon's an interesting archetype. I think the Poison Donk aspect of Archaludon takes away from the greater potency of the deck. We are going second. We probably should just put a Budew at this point. Unfortunately. I don't want to lose the Luminous in a retreat, so... Oh, cool. Doesn't matter. They just have Joltik Box. That's cool. So... Again, is this deck good? Probably not. Probably not as like top tier as it could be if it was built differently. But who knows? It's impossible to tell based on TCGL, because TCGL just gives this deck everything it needs every single game. So if you always get what you need all the time, then yes, the deck is going to be good for sure, but that's not reality. So yeah, so they don't get to use Jolting Charge, so we at least rob them of a couple of turns here, which is kind of nice. Now we know that there's going to be an Iono here. We're grabbing 2 Pults, and we're going to put down Genesect. We don't need Fez right now, so we won't put down Fez, but we'll just Itchy Pollen. We're grabbing the Pult so that we don't draw into them, and we can draw potentially into the 3 Drakloaks that are in the deck, so... Now, Dragapult has a fairly decent matchup into Joltik Box because of things like Defiance Band, etc. Now, they also do... Some of them do run Gravity Mountain, which makes the number a little bit more annoying when you're dealing with, like, Pikachu and shit, but... We'll see if they play Iono here. They did not. Alright, good. So we get to put a Drakloak down. They'll have Iono for next turn, obviously. I would really like to get a tool so they can't use Prime Catcher, because they're definitely going to be Prime Catching next turn. I should be getting Dreepies down here, I think. Well, they can't Prime Catcher when I'm item locking them. Okay, that's at least something for us that we have going. There's no Prime Catcher if they have item lock, which is nice. They have to boss. Yeah, they have Iono, that's fine. Because that potentially gets us more Drakloaks. It does get us more Drakloaks. And then we'll have Fez draw as well, so... Oh, they're going for a second Jolting Charge, okay. Interesting. So they want to set up their Pikachus, and they want to set up Pikachu, and they want to set up Iron Hands. Which, again, this is another situation where they're going to have a ton of stuff committed to board here, so... Do get another Drakloak. Arven is good. Now, Arven shuts off their ability to use... certain things here as well. So, no, we're going to grab Rescue Board. We're going to grab Ultra Ball. Because now, what we can do is we can Ultra Ball here. We can toss a bear for the moment. Actually, we'll toss TM Evolution, because that's not really coming into effect anymore. Grab Pult. Because they're looking to smack us with Pikachu for sure. But I would like to have the counter catcher available, so we're just going to continue item locking for now. Yeah, TM Evo is important. We also have Monkey in this deck, so that's a KO we can clean up later if we need to. But if they're just looking at Jolting charging over and over again, it's understandable. But we can also unlock Defiance Band on Pult. But it's not completely necessary. Yeah, you can't use your Prime Ace Spec anymore. Sorry, buddy. Number 1, you're item locked. Number 2, Genesect is locked in here, so you're cooked, friend. So we want to have the option to counter catch here. We would also like to get so yeah, we know that they have Prime Catcher. They can't use it anymore. So now Buddy's item locking is not completely necessary anymore. It's how you want to run this list, honestly. You want to run it so that you can get Genesect down just at the tail end of your item lock, so that that stops them from playing their Ace Spec if you know that they're playing a list that uses that particular kind of Ace Spec, right? So we're going to put up Pult. We'd like to get Monkey, but I guess it doesn't really matter at that point, right? Well, Iono's nice here. Okay, Monkey doesn't do much for us at this point, actually. So Iono is nice. Okay, second Pult is necessary. So we'll throw that down. We'll put down Bloodmoon Ursaluna, because we do have switching in the deck as well. Counter Catcher does what here? Counter Catcher, we could get the Latias into Danger Zone here, so when they leave damage on board, I think that's what I want to do, honestly. Bring that up. We don't necessarily want to take KOs. We want to keep things in range of counter catching. I think we go for Iono here is to disrupt them a little bit. Bring their hand size down. Boss is very good. Do that. So we want to keep at least... Actually, I do want to take that off the board as a potential for a knockout, so we'll just put down the third Pult. Super Rod, or nothing, no. Okay, we'll do this. Now it's all set up damage here for multiple KOs now, so... They can't use Prime Catcher because Genesect is blocking Prime Catcher with Ace Nullifier. So they can't use it even if they wanted to. So now there's no knockouts on board unless they gust up Genesect with boss's orders. It'll be annoying if they gust up. And there's Fezandipiti. So we can potentially take 5 prizes on this turn. The only real threat here is Pikachu, technically, but I mean, I'm not even that scared of Pikachu at this point, so... I do want to take that one out, I think. Yeah, this could be a potential 5 prize turn. And if they boss up Genesect, that'll be unfortunate, but at least Prime Catcher's in the bottom of the deck now, so... It is not boss. So that's good. We'll see what they're going for here. This is going to tell me what they're planning. So they're planning on Pikachu, so we can boss up Pikachu just to take it out. And then they have no options. So, that's fine. Yeah, they can arm press here, not a big deal. We're gonna boss up Pikachu. We can, I think we can just leave the Dragapult, to be honest. Because if this gets knocked out, it's not really a big deal, and we get Fez draw. And they're gonna have to arm press for it. So we just take a knockout there, take a knockout here, take a knockout there. Put 2 on that. And then we know they have Fez in hand, so... Yeah, we have Monkey in hand, so it's really not even a big deal if they take out a Pult here. Everything on board is about to die, and if they lock us in the active with Bear, we have Penny now, so... And Bear can attack with an energy if they knock out a Dragapult, so... Yeah, if they Iono me here, it's not a big deal either, because again, we just knock out whatever's in front of us and we're fine. Huge 5 prize swing on that one. Yeah, they can't amp you very much for 3. I mean, sure, that works. If they knock this out, we knock it out with Bear, so... That's game. They know my hand? Well, they pennied, so they didn't Iono, and now the game is over, so... Because Bloodmoon Ursaluna can attack for a single energy next turn if they knock out Dragapult. They'd have to counter catch something up here, so... They have Charm, but it's not going to matter. We have 40 damage on the Iron Hands now. We had 40 damage on both Iron Hands, so they didn't matter which one they charmed. Yeah, GG. And that is game. That's all she wrote. I had Crispin in there too, just in case we whiffed the energy. Yeah, Prime Catcher is their ace spec. If they had Unfair Stamp, it didn't matter. They couldn't use it, so. Unfair Stamp block is probably massively clutch. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, both ace specs cannot be used. Pennying the Genesect would have been the toxic correct play. Pennying the Genesect and putting it down with a different tool, it would have been so funny. But yeah, no, it's, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Like, right, we went into it. So going first here takes away their, sorry, going second here takes away their ability to get powered up right away. So they go first. We get Budew in the active slot. We know that we're in trouble, right? So tandem unit. They get Joltik down. They get the pretty standard start for Joltik Box. They get everything they wanted to. Like, they got the God start. They get Latias out with an S-Ball, Pokegear. They get the Iono. Everything, like everything that they wanted to here. So we wanted to kind of limp in here because we know they had Iono. So we wanted to play Dragapult. We grabbed the 2 Dragapults with Jacques. We had a Drakloak in hand. So the one single Dreepy we have, there's no point in grabbing more. So just grab the Dragapults, see if they're going to Iono us, because that means that we're putting 2 Pults back in the deck. And it means we have a 3rd Pult in the deck that we don't need right away. And we have a chance to draw into 3 Drakloaks still if they Iono us here. Get the Luminous Energy on the Dreepy. Play the Genesect to bench just in case we get Ionoed. And then smack them with the item lock. So they don't end up item locking us here, they don't end up Ionoing us here, which was very interesting. So they attach the Steel Energy to Pikachu on the bench. They tandem unit they tandem unit a Pikachu and then attach to it. Jolting Charge here gets an Iron Hands completely set up because all 4 of those go into Iron Hands. Drawing Brock's Scouting here was really nice because Brock's Scouting gave us 2 Dreepies. We didn't have the Drakloaks. Those were still in the deck. So again, if we get Ionoed, we have a chance to draw into the rest of our Drakloaks. If we don't, then we just have a Dragapult on board that can get ready to attack next turn, which is awesome. So either way, we're setting ourselves up to have some insurance there. Play Fezandipiti to the bench just in case of the Iono. Psychic Energy to the Drakloak because now we have Dragapults in hand. They know we have Dragapults in hand. Gonna force them to have to play the Iono to get rid of the Dragapults. So Itchy Pollen again stops them from playing stuff like Prime Catcher or Counter Catcher. We put our 2 Pults to the bottom of the deck. They draw 6 cards. We get Bloodmoon Ursaluna, we get Counter Catcher, we get TM Evo, which could have been good, but we didn't need it. We have Drakloak, which is awesome. And so they don't really do much here except use Jolting Charge a second time. So not taking an attack into Budew gets them more set up. So they attach 2 Grass Energy onto Iron Hands. So they attach energy to Pikachu to get that within range of having its attack ready to go. We get 2 energy attached onto the Iron Hands to get that Iron Hands nearly powered up, ready to go. So we're seeing how their board is shaping up. We're seeing what they want to do. So now we have Fire Energy. We attach that one to another Drakloak that is on the bench. We evolve both of our Dreepies to Drakloaks. Boom, boom. We get ourselves an Arven. We get a 3rd Drakloak, which is awesome. We get a 2nd Drakloak. So we evolve 1 Dreepy to a Drakloak. We Recon Directive to a 2nd Drakloak. Evolve the 2nd Drakloak, get an Arven. Arven now gets us Dragapult and the Rescue Board that we can use to shut off the Ace specs on the other side of the board. Arven, incredible pull right there. That was very, very good. So Ultra Ball gets us Dragapult, obviously. Now we're threatening a Phantom Dive, but we want them to take the first prize. We want them to take out Budew. We want them to take 2 prizes here for knockouts. So we're locking out their ability to use Prime Catcher because of the Budew item lock, like the Itchy Pollen. And now we have cemented that Ace spec lock entirely. Rescue Board. So there's no ability for Counter Catcher right now. There's no ability for Prime Catcher. They have to boss his orders this turn if they want to take out a Drakloak or get damage on board. So they play Arven. They certainly do go and grab their Prime Catcher. They grab Experience Share. Experience Share goes onto the Pikachu. That tells me that they want to start attacking with their Pikachu, which means that I don't know their list, but everything is indicating they want to attack with Pikachu because they have Gravity Mountain. So we have to be very keenly aware that the Pikachu is going to be one-shotting Dragapult if we allow it to. And so we have to set up a board state where we don't allow that to happen. So Iron Hands in the active spot, Booster Capsule in the Iron Hands. Now they attach energy to Iron Hands and they attack. Finally, Budew takes 2 prizes for the knockout. Now we are active here. So flip the script. Gets us Arven, gets us Drakloak, gets us Energy Search. Recon Directive gets us an Iono. And then Recon Directive gets us a Dragapult. So we want to get all of the Draklokes off the board because we have a lot of draw. Having the draw there is great, but playing into a deck like Joltik Box that has Iron Hands threatening a 2-prize KO on Draklokes, there's no value in keeping Draklokes on the board if that threat is there. So just if you have your ability to get Dragapult set up, get your Dragapults out, attach the energies. We believe we got the Experience Share. It pretty much is just get it out there. Just get it out there. Attach the Psychic Energy to the Drakloak on the bench. Get that started. We evolve Drakloak to Dragapult. We put down Bloodmoon Ursaluna. So again, protecting ourselves from getting hand disrupted, and we have the resource in hand. We have the space on the bench. We don't necessarily, if they take a knockout for 2 prizes, Bloodmoon's active for 1 energy, so we're not really scared about that. So we can counter Catcher here to start setting up damage. We put 200 on Latias, which we know they're going to have to retreat the Latias because they don't want this active. So this is going to be sitting on the bench for 200 with 200 damage on it. They're going to retreat. They're going to have to retreat that into something else. So now we have set up 200 damage on Latias. We also Ionoed here. This was a very good turn to Iono. So we got rid of 4 cards that we weren't really going to use. They had 6, so we bring them down to 4. Don't know what they had, but it was probably pretty good. But it gets us experience share. It gets us stadium bump, which we didn't really need. It gets us our 3rd Dragapult, which is something very important. So we take off all of the ability to hit a two prize outside of gusting. They'd have to boss's orders Genesect to take 2 prizes on Genesect. So then we get our own boss's orders in hand. Very strong Iono on that one. So we attach the experience share to the Drakloak that has no energy on it, and we get that going. Phantom Dive does 200 damage to the active Latias, sets up KO range on Iron Hands for 230, breaks the Resolute Heart for 10 damage, and then sets up, because this Iron Hands had 10 damage on it already, this one's going to be at 30 damage, so it will be within Dragapult range as well. So 3 Pokemon, 3 targets, 4 targets on board now that are in very, very dangerous range. Now all we need to do is gust up a Pokemon that we want to attack for basically a 5 prize turn the following turn. So they Ultra Ball here for Fezandipiti, anticipating we're going to have a huge swing the following turn. They have a relatively small hand size now. They play Crispin, and they play Energy to Pikachu. So this tells me they're gearing up for a return attack with Pikachu. I don't really want them to have that. I want them to be attacking with Iron Hands. I don't really want them to be attacking with Pikachu. So we just want to reduce the amount that we're going to take in return here. So Iron Hands hits for 160, Arm Press, obviously. 2 shots Dragapult, so that's the first swing in. We boss's orders up the Pikachu. We do 200 damage to Pikachu. Resolute Heart being broken already means that Pikachu is knocked out. So then we put the damage counters all across the board here. 20 damage on Miraidon, putting that in 200 HP range. 10 more damage on Iron Hands. That's at 240. That's at 40 damage now. So if Bloodmoon Ursaluna if they charm the either Iron Hands, because they're both sitting at 40 damage. If they charm either of them, Bloodmoon Ursaluna only has to do 1 attack because they will be within range now, because they will be at 280 HP. 40 damage brings it down to 240, which is exactly the amount for Bloodmoon. Clean up the KO on Joltik, so Joltik is knocked out. Clean up the KO on Latias, so that is a total of 2, 4, 5 prizes from 6 prizes. Pretty solid. Pretty solid turn. We get Penny off of the prizing, which is amazing. We get Crispin off of the prizes, which is pretty good. Pretty much locking in what we have to do here. Defiance Band gets added to our hand as well, which is pretty fucking nice. Because, I mean, not that it matters because we're at 1 prize anyways, but good to see. So they flip the script for 3. They get Bravery Charm on Iron Hands. They Penny the active one, so there's no damage on board for that Iron Hands, which is fine because that's 4 energy that are gone. So they have no energy now. They have to remove another future booster capsule. The Iron Hands that's on the bench has a Bravery Charm on it, so it cannot do more damage. So that's cool. But they're gonna be using Arm Press this turn to knock out Dragapult, which doesn't matter because this has 40 damage on it existing already. It has 240 HP, and we have a Bloodmoon Ursaluna with energy in hand. So pennying means they're not hand disrupting us. We get to keep our hand. EXP share activating is really just BM at that point. We don't really need it. But we put Bloodmoon Ursaluna to the active slot. We go ahead and hit for 240 with the energy attach because they're down to 2 prizes. Bloodmoon Ursaluna can attack for a single energy. Bloodmoon Ursaluna hits for Bloodmoon for 240, which is the exact amount of HP left on Iron Hands. And our Prime Catcher was prized the entire game. Pretty cool. But that is a large reason why I would say, like, Joltik Box is okay, but it really does just need to win in the first couple of turns, which is why it's so rough that Joltik Box takes 2 turns to set up, because those 2 turns are critical. Because if you cannot take 2 prizes within your second turn, So my opponent here not attacking the Budew on turn 2 and opting for a second jolting charge on turn 2 pretty much cost him the game at this point, because getting that extra turn of item lock meant that I could get the extended reach to get my ace spec nullifier online, get my Dreepies out, get my Drakloaks out, get my Dragapults out, and then have an answer for them and basically go crazy on it. We had the counter catcher. We had the potential for Dragapult, but it is important for Joltik Box to take that knockout very quickly, which they unfortunately did not do. And as I was telling a Dragapult player today at locals, Dragapult does not mind going down a prize or two. You don't necessarily want to be greedy with Dragapult. You want to have access to your counter catchers, because that is the most powerful tool in your deck is counter catcher. Because of situations like that, you can go in and take a 5 prize turn just casually, just setting up damage across the board, taking 5 prizes, just blast it. Thankfully, our opponent didn't have access to Penny when we were setting that up, because that would have hindered us a little bit there, but turned out really well for us in that one, so pretty good.